Good morning and welcome to the Collegiate Rugby Championship. It is National Collegiate Rugby's Devon Showpiece. John Broker here with Thomas Wheels Grant. We're bringing this first matchup between the Adrian College Bulldogs and the Cavaliers of Walsh University. Early knock there. It's going to be in black and gold. Adrian, the Bulldogs, with the first scrum here. Wheels, what a great weekend we have coming.
Oh, absolutely,
Guys,
Johnny. This is the pinnacle collegiate event here in America. This is where the stars of tomorrow are born. Looking forward to these awesome 3 days of collegiate rugby action. It's going to be fantastic, Johnny.
Scrum right inside midfield for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs looking for this first opportunity here. Ball there to Cosper. Cosper wraps around the corner. Can he get away from this defender? Ball gets knocked out of his hand and into touch. We will see what the call is here. Looks like knock-on scrum coming towards Walsh University.
Great cover tackle there from Patel and Batubate. Almost got chopped on the outside there, but Batubate, fantastic scramble defense.
Scrum coming here from the Cavaliers. The option taken there. Tuve has been a great player for several years in this tournament. Keep an eye on Patel Tuve. Wearing the number 12 for Adrian. Walsh with the put in here. Ball in the hands of Remy Thompson from Oxford, England. A fantastic player in his own right. Good players across this team. We've seen these players in national championship matchups. We've seen them in Friday Night Rugby. Now they're in the Collegiate Rugby Championship. Wheels, great opportunity for this Walsh team.
Yeah, certainly is. Remy Thompson as well. He's a crafty player in the 15s game. Really looking forward to seeing him on the 7th paddock as they move the ball here, Johnny.
Pass doesn't quite go. It's a little pop up from the foot. A bit of skill, spilled forward. A little bit of morning nerves here, and just the first game of the day. So scrum coming to Adrian. Both these teams going to just work at those nerves, get that ball handling down. It will be a good contest. But another scrum here, this time to the Bulldogs inside the 40-meter line of the Walsh University Cavaliers. Opportunity for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Morning nerves indeed on the big stage. Probably 9 a.m. start. A lot of these college kids are used to probably sleeping in past that hour, Johnny, but they've got to get up and play rugby. But it's certainly not the earliest I've seen tournaments start around the country.
9 a.m. start here at the Maryland Soccerplex, Germantown, Maryland. That ball bounces off the top there. Those early nerves really creeping in. That Luke Cullingworth. Auckland, New Zealand, studying criminal justice at Adrian. He'll try to put this one again. Referee being a little forgiving there.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Cullingworth in again. Christopher Hathaway, the coach for this Adrian team. Ball into the middle of the field. Little step back in, trying to get started. Working his way around to Sailo. Panisi Sailo takes the contact across to that left-hand side. They've got a little space out there. The defender's tracking across well. They're going to have to work this one back in, but a nice step gets him across the 22 on the move. Some good phases coming together. Here's the ball to Welt. Across the field they go. That is Sailo again. Gets it out wide into the hands of Wayne Cosper. Cosper steps back in, held up by the Walsh team. If Walsh can keep this up, referee says it's a maul. It'll be a scrum here to the Cavaliers. Just about 3 minutes into this first matchup. A number of scrums early on. Wheels, this can really have some effect on the physicality of these players later in the day. A lot of scrummaging, a lot of the set piece work.
Yeah, it certainly can. As you mentioned, Johnny, this is a massive, massive load on the body, these tournaments. It's a big 3 days. Lots of scrummaging, lots of those physical battles early on can certainly pay a toll on the body. Obviously, rotation policy will be really key for coaches across the tournament. We've got those rosters of 15 players, I believe, that they can use throughout the tournament, so it'll be really key.
Thompson has a player right on top of him there, and Cullingworth, the ball spills forward. So maybe yet another scrum. We'll see if Adrian can take this advantage. They're going to move it quickly out wide. Cullingworth gets it out. A little show, a little go there from Sailo. Sailo gets it out wide. Cutting back in again is Cosper. Cosper not trusting the outside at the moment. Kick ahead off of that messy ball. Referee says play on, but it's gone directly into touch. We'll come back. Should be a scrum here for Adrian. A set-piece festival at the moment. Wheels.
No, it's off your body.
Yeah, you got that right. It's probably not the most beautiful display of 7 rugby at the moment, but it's just taking them a little while to kick into their systems, kick into their gear.
And this comes because any week to do it. This is a cascading rugby tournament. You don't win a pool and then move on. You have to win every game to win. So however you win, you're going to be happy. Quentin Murray goes up and gets that one.
No.
Ball down for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming across field. Middle of the field they are. moving it wide. Tailo looking to get into that space and does. Keeps himself alive. Player coming in there, goes to Cosper, but goes back over the hand, knocked forward there from Jared Welch from Saline, Michigan. It's up into the hands of Cosper. He's working down the sideline.
Yeah, leave him, Seven,
into
leave him.
touch. Penalty against Adrian for a little afters
Spoke about it before the game.
into touch there.
Yeah, just a little bit of unnecessary play after the ball there from the Adrian defenders there. However, I think they got pretty lucky on that knock-on call as well. So Walsh will be breathing a sigh of relief that they got the penalty here, can send it downfield.
So, Wheels, this cascading style of this rugby tournament where you have to win every single game to win this tournament really adds pressure to every single match.
Time's off.
Oh, absolutely. It's do or die, really, and I think it's such a fantastic format to set up this tournament. You can really find that true winner who can show up on the day and put in those big, high-pressure performances. Lots of favourites throughout this tournament, so it's a hard one to pick this year, Johnny.
Need at least one in.
Certainly is. Great teams across the board. Teams have been here several times, so they know what it's all about. Certainly ready to be here. Coming up after this one, we're going to have the St. Bonaventure Bunnies versus the Blue Hens of Delaware. That goes into the hands of Vituve. Vituve taken down, but able to keep the ball alive. Set up in the hand of Cullingworth.
Tackle.
Cullingworth gets to the ground. Referee says a tackle. They're going to play this on through the Bulldogs. They're at midfield. Good defense come up here from Walsh. Walsh putting good pressure on, not allowing this team to do much. Right there goes Sailo. Sailo gets through. Referee telling players to roll away. They're good to go. Brock Buchanan moves that one. Out a little wider there to Cullingworth. Cullingworth gets a ball up to Vituve. Vituve tries to dispatch a defender, but Remy Thompson's in there. Gets the ball in his hand. Hoofs it forward, but knocks it on in the effort. We'll come back for another Adrian scrum.
Last play, guys, now.
Yeah, last play you heard there from the referee, and you just get the sense it's going to take one special play that can really set this game alight. A number of errors in the first half from both sides. All it takes, Johnny, as we know, is just that one special play to break through that defensive line.
Ball coming in here from the tight head side. It's going to be Cullingworth to put it in again. The McLean's College graduate, now at Adrian University. A sophomore gets that one in, gets it out cleanly. Into the middle of the field they go. Can this be the play to end the half? They're going to go with a little cross kick, trying to open up that space. It's a foot race. It's coming down into the hands of Walsh, taken back into their own try zone.
Leave it now, Black.
Inside their own 5-meter line. Sorry, couldn't see my lines quite right there. Early in the day for us, too. As Walsh comes in, they are at their own line, so they're just going to try to kick that one in touch. Nearly mishandled it, but that's going to be halftime. 0-0. The pressure's on. We're going to step back for just a second. Be back with second half action in a minute.
Rugby is all about feeling. The feeling when you crouch, when you bunt, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are the feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
We are back. It is 0-0. John Broker with Thomas Wheels. Grant, second half. Walsh to kick off to Adrian. The Bulldogs are his first against the Cavaliers. Everything to play for in 7 minutes. Wheels a little rusty for those 7. We'll see how it turns out here.
Captain?
Yeah, absolutely. That was just an arm wrestle of a first half. No team able to penetrate each other's defensive line. So let's see what the second half brings.
Kick straight down the middle, looking to contest, and they do. Comes back to Walsh. Walsh just knocks it back. Good work there by Remy Thompson. Confident to get it back to Lachlan McDonald. McDonald moves that one over, gets it in the hands of Gattick. Gattick, a Chilean-born player. Another pass into touch. It's going to be a line out here for Adrian. They look to go quick.
Yeah, ball set.
Tuve's going to hold it. They'll go to the set piece.
Let's just take a step here, right here.
Yeah, tough pass to recollect that one when it's at your ankle. So accuracy will really be that message at half time. Both coaches will be demanding
Guys, take a half step.
just to get
step.
those catch
Half
pass
step in. Yeah.
on target. Accurate set piece here.
Ball taken away by Walsh. Looking good in those set pieces. Down in the hands of Stephen Herbst. Another pass in behind there. Pass is just not going to hand this morning for both of these teams. Little look to switch back in there from Gatta, but he's going to hang on to it. Puts it up, but into the hands of none other than Sailo. Knocked on again. Advantage here to the Cavaliers. Remy Thompson looks shaping for a box kick for a second there, but gets it to Herbst. They're going to move that one back in. Little switch play just to get this set. Adrian defenders trying to get across that one. Remy Thompson holds and gets the pass away. They're at their own 22. A lot of distance here, but they can get it to the right speedster. The may be on here. Big run coming in. That is Xavier Allen. Xavier Allen gets almost to the other 22. Good work here from Walsh. Ripped away by the Adrian Bulldogs, drawing that penalty. Great run by Allen. His real first touch of the ball. The Toledo, Ohio native. We're going to come back here for a penalty to the Bulldogs.
I was just going to give lots of praise to Walsh there. That's much better rugby sevens, but how about that tech turnover from Adrian? Didn't quite catch the number there, but fantastic over the ball just as Walsh started to look threatening there.
Just inside their own half. It's going
11
to
and
be
7.
Adrian Bulldogs lining out.
7.
See the defense lining up for Walsh.
Yeah, the ball's coming.
Bulldogs working their way in just for a ball to materialize.
Guys, keep moving in the line.
Cullingworth this one in.
Yeah, let's go.
Adrian setting it up, bringing in their two lifters and jumper. We'll see where they decide to go. They go right to the middle line out, well taken, but down into the hands of a wing player. Brock Buchanan has to clean that one up, a little messy on the delivery. Cullingworth moves it in the middle of the field to Vetuve. Vetuve gets it out.
Backwards.
Jared Welt moves it on, slips in behind Wayne Cosper. Cosper now tries to turn the corner. Cosper, Keith this time was looking for the outside. Vetuve inside their 22. Long way to go, but they have some gas left. See if they can get it out there. They put in space now. We got one runner on the outside. They're going to cut this one back in. Nice breakaway there. That's Brock Buchanan. He crossed the 50-meter line. Will this be the try of the CRCs? Buchanan, the junior from Avon Lake, Ohio, touches down. Brock Buchanan. Points on the board for Adrian Bulldogs on the board.
Wow, there we go, Johnny. Something to give, and it was Brock Buchanan who gets things underway here in Maryland, puts his finger to the sky, and I think that means he wants a sub already. And I tell you what, I don't blame him. Have a look at the individual effort, the inner, and then just spliced. And they say there's one thing that you coach Johnny, and that is raw speed. Buchanan certainly got plenty of that.
As you said, Wheels, it could be make or break this entire game. He's trying to go with the style points there, but more importantly, push it down. That kick was good, so we're at 7-0. Also plenty of time to come back here. It's a 14 matchup. They've got about 3 1/4 to go. Men's Premier Division here in the stadium. Men's Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 also being played today.
That's fine.
All those finals will be tomorrow.
Nice pick up.
Nice pickup there, but nearly away. It's back in the hands of Walsh. Herbst moves it across field. Sherman looking to get edge. They spill that one forward. The knock-ons just going the way of Adrian right now. They'll have time to kill a little clock here with a scrum, get the ball back in their hands.
Yeah, story of the game really hasn't it been. Just losing the ball in contact, both teams, but Adrian again took most of their opportunities on that last attacking phase. So they are in front here with just under 2.5 minutes to play. But we know that Walsh have energizer bunnies right across the field, and they can spark something from anywhere.
Set.
Bulldogs again put the ball from the tight head side. Good drive coming from Walsh, but they're going to take this one safely. Into the middle of the field they come. Is this space going to open up? Looking for the outside. Trying to slip through there is Cosper. It has to go to the ground again. Picked up by Welt. Welt moves it to Cullingworth. Across the field they go. Little kick ahead doesn't work. Is this a major mistake as Walsh chips it forward? Players on the run, back into the hands of the Bulldogs, but they're pinned in their own end. Have a bit of work to do. Quinn Murray puts that one to the boot, rolls it forward. Does it go in a touch? Indeed it does.
Yeah,
Going to be a line out here for the Walsh University Cavaliers. Great attacking opportunity for them, and they're going to go quick. They're back inside their own half. Plenty of room to go. Players resetting here. A little dummy show there. Now it opens up. Here's the big run. They're coming for it. It is Harley Sherman. Harley Sherman is at the line. Harley Sherman's over the line. The junior from Sacramento, California, gets 5 points. Kick to come. We'll tie this up.
Yeah, massive kick to come here. And one thing I credit Adrian on is they did a good job just to flare into the corner there to make the kick even more difficult. But determination there to the try line. Harley Sherman. There you go. The kick just didn't quite have the legs on it, Johnny.
Scoreboard.
No good there. So we are waiting for another kickoff here. 2 points in it. Restart to come from Walsh. They're going to need to regather this ball as time is working against them. McDonald let his players know there's 30 seconds on the game clock. He's going to try to pinpoint this one back into their hands. It goes long instead. It's in Adrian's hand. Time wearing out. Could be a 2-point win for the Bulldogs, who would move ahead here. 5 versus 4 matchup. Ball taken to the ground there by Welt. Ball security key here for the Bulldogs. Slowing it down. A little play here. Going to have to reset this one. Player, great job keeping their feet there.
Yes.
Do it again quickly. Players saying to kick that one out. And doing the honors is Jared Welt. Referee looks at his watch, and the Adrian Bulldogs win the first one. They are going to move forward. Walsh University will go in another direction. Little nervy matchup there, Wheels, but a good start today.
Yeah, just a classic rugby sevens arm wrestle, and at the end of the day, it came down to 2 points and 1 conversion kick. But congratulations to the Dogs moving forward.
We are going to step aside for a minute. We're going to go back. It's going to be St. Bonaventure, the Bonnie versus the Blue Hen of the University of Delaware. Stick with us. Plenty of rugby to go today. Welcome back. We're at the Collegiate Rugby Championship. It is going to be Purdue and Clemson in orange to take up the next matchup. This is John Roper with Wheels, Thomas Wheels, and again, Wheels, great game we have coming up here.
Yeah, certainly is, Johnny. Clemson and Purdue, as you mentioned, the cascading bracket games. It's all or die in these opening match to move on, progress further to that big dance, and we saw a real tight encounter in that first game. Not sure I scored, but in the end, the Bulldogs who got it up by 2 points.
Clemson, coached by Troy Holt, to kick this one off. They're going to be in their classic orange and the white art, the Boilermakers of Dew.
Am I waiting for a red hat?
Referee set to get us underway. William Parrott from Wando High School, Charleston, South Carolina, ready to get us going. Just need the go-ahead, and the team to have it. Clemson University, the Tigers, set to get underway. Parrott.
And Tigers kick off to the ball makers.
Brings that one up in the air. Makers take it down. Ball in the hands of Clemson.
Cross forward here on the ground.
Knocked on in tackle there by Purdue. It's going to come back scrum here for the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah, good first set piece opportunity here. The Tigers,
Right there.
we saw in that first game, Adrian Walsh really struggled with accuracy, particularly around that set piece time. It was unbroken play that came from both of those tries. Let's see if Tigers can launch a good attacking raid here, first and foremost.
Ball in hand, good drug there from Purdue. Ball is loose on the ground. What they can do it there. Nick Novello from Staple High School in Connecticut moves that ball across, slips through the hands, a little bit like the first matchup we had there. Slip ball to get going. These teams working out the nerves. No time for that in this cascading tournament schedule. Kick ahead there. Good move from Purdue. Some pressure here. Up into the hand, it comes while they're trying to put pressure on. So the Boilermakers, ball in hand, just inside the 40-meter line of the Clemson Tigers. Purdue move it across. Player met with the ball.
Get out, orange.
By a defender. Good tackle. Going to roll away. Referee making that clear. Little look. Ball coming down the right side. Penalty against Purdue. Good work around down from the Tigers.
Not release balls, a penalty. Here's with a quick restart.
Quick ball.
No.
Tigers on the move.
Wait,
Tigers
let me see a clear
driving
release,
forward.
please.
Inside the 40-meter line. Cross they come. Novello moves it again. Benjamin Thompson. They've got some room in the swing. It's one-on-one. Tackle will come in. Purdue trying to rip one away. Can't get their hands on the ball. Back in Tigers' hands. Put a little pressure on the interior defense of this Purdue team. Clemson fighting away some defenders, trying to poach that ball. Then Roy moves it. Break up the middle. Can this be the one? It's Will Parrott. He started the game with a kickoff. He's headed for the try line. Parrott is going to coast in. Down 5 points as the Clemson Tigers put first points on the board. One.
Well, there we go for William Parrott. Purdue did a great job of getting themselves out of danger. They're in 22, but Clemson make the most of that first little half gap opportunity, and Parrott is going to look to convert his own right here.
Parrott, the kicker for this Clemson team. Parrott. No one with that one. We take another look.
Yeah, just off all the try line. No catching him once William Parrott took that little break. As you should. Right in the middle of the post. Take easy for yourself, as you always should, Donny.
7-0 here to Clemson. Good start for them. Ball hand coming true. A little space open up for Parrott. Parrott will restart this. Boilermakers will look to come back to this one. 7-0. Have high up in the air. Contestable. Knocked forward there by Purdue. Down into the hands of Benjamin Thompson. Referee's going to bring it back.
Gain of the knock-on by Purdue. Clemson gets to put in at the scrum.
Yeah, double opportunity for Clemson. 90 seconds left in the first half. They'd love to get that one more try on the board. Have a little bit more cushion, wiggle room heading into those halftime speeches.
Crouch.
You can see here they'd really like to stretch the width of this field on the setup.
Set.
Big drive again. The Boilermakers, they are strong in the scrum. It's clearly something they've been working on. Ball's out. Gone back seemingly to Purdue, but Clemson dives in there. Bit of a mess, but they're going to come away with this one. One step, two step, away they go. Campbell Van Rooyen looking to the line, and Clemson Van Rooyen. Their lead to 12. Kick to come.
Yeah, just what I was talking about, that's try. You can see they're pumped about that one as well. 12 points to 0. You can see here the sheer determination for the try line. Van Rooyen.
Kick is good. We're at 15-0. Clemson over Purdue in this first matchup in this cascading. And off to a good start here are the Clemson Tigers wheels.
Yeah, they certainly are. Off to a great start indeed for Purdue. They just haven't been inside of the Tigers half yet really, and haven't had any attacking opportunities. It's been all the Tigers so far. Purdue will be looking to try and get a breakaway here before the half.
Do need to come back. 14-0. They are down. Purdue at their own 22 have not had much offense in this one. One slips back into the hands of the Tigers. They're going to continue on defense. Will the Boilermakers play out there to Jack Dowd? Jack Dowd tucks the ball, steps inside of one, hands for another, just outside of the line, but not going to make it here. Hard place to score from sometimes, but a step back in, and here come Clemson. A little handoff there. Good work to keep the ball alive around the 5-meter line while they regather. When Roy just had one, moves it across the field, got runners. They can get this one a little wider, would have made a difference. Ball pops up into the hands of Novello. Novello, a little switch around. Nice work coming forward there, Cole Frank.
No white. Ball's there.
Clemson on the move again. We're at the try line, now back a little further. Over 7 minutes gone in the first half, so we're in referee's time as the ball goes just a little wider than a Rusty Todd. Rusty Todd has to step around a couple, keeps the ball alive, driving towards the 22. Across they come through Dowd. Little bouncing pass, but picked up. Little wrap around. Come back the other direction. Back into the hands of Dowd. Dowd looking for some space. Dowd gets the ball knocked ahead of him by one of the Boilermakers. That one skids across the ground, knocked on. A referee spots it.
Now by Clemson is scrum to Purdue.
Referee says this will be final play.
Yeah, long first half here. John had an extra 90 seconds of play. The players will certainly be feeling it the second half with their legs, but I want to give massive credit to Purdue on that defensive stand there. The desperation on the goal line to keep the Tigers out there was phenomenal.
We'll see what their decision is here. You would think they're going to have one go at it as the referee brings the scrum up, going to set it down again.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Purdue, it's a clean ball. They have been strong, as we've been saying, at the set piece. Looking to get some points on the board before the end of the half. That one spills forward. It's in the hands of Clemson. This should be last play. They have some runners out to right-hand side just off screen. They're coming across, see if they can put some more points in. Instead, they're just going to put this one in a touch. And that to round out our half. 14-0 Clemson Tigers over Purdue. We'll step aside, be back with second half action in just a minute.
My dad's make a million now to send me. Plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies. I might like Machiavelli. After the
Welcome back. It's a good lead here for the Tigers, but not insurmountable for the Purdue University Boilermakers. John Broger with Thomas Wheels ran Purdue to kick this one off. Wheels, great second half coming.
Yeah, fantastic second half coming in Purdue. They need to really put the foot on the gas pedal early here and get some points on the board.
Referee just waiting here, about to get underway.
All right, let's go.
Referee does indeed get us underway. It is second half action. Collegiate Rugby Championship National Collegiate Rugby's Showpiece Sevens event here in Germantown, Maryland Soccerplex. Clemson ball in hand first. Clemson in the lead, looking strong, very physical Purdue side, as Wheels said in the first half. Good defense coming from the Boilermakers, working hard. Did that one get pushed forward out of the hand? Referee says no. It's going to stay Clemson ball. They're at their own 22, driving forward, so not going to be held up in a maul. This one's going to stay alive. Referee's going to penalize Clemson opportunity here. They're going to go quick. So teams choose to go for the line out, little possession there, but a mistake creeps in. Going to be a scrum for the Boilermakers. Opportunity for them to get some offense going in this second half, Wheels.
Yeah, just what the Boilermakers need early in the second half. So that's been all the Clemson Tigers in terms of point scoring. So Purdue, we're looking to get a nice clean transfer out of the scrum here. Find their playmakers, spark that opportunity.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Scrum here to Purdue. Good tackle there by Clemson. Was it knocked on in the effort? Referee says indeed it was. Going to be Clemson scrum. Excellent work there from Peyton Hayes from Pleasant, South Carolina to disrupt around that scrum.
Yeah, it definitely was. As we've seen even in the opening game as well, scrums have been put under a lot of pressure. So you can just disrupt that set piece by the smallest of margins, have those little errors.
Crouch.
A little gamesmanship between the scrum halves. Referee tells them to cool it down here. Pressure to come in, I'm sure, from the Boilermakers. Clemson going to want to get this ball out quick. Pass slides in behind. They're around their own 10-meter line. A lot of distance to go. Confident stepping here from the Tigers. Taken down over the shoulder. Going to come back with a penalty here. Tigers able to get going quick. Little pass back in. They're going to set this one up. They have room all across the field as Parrott takes it in. But no need. Cole Frank is going to break up the line. Cole Frank going to have to do some work to keep it alive. And a great handoff there from Cole Frank. Doesn't get it back, though. Ball pops into the hands of Pageant, the Boilermakers player. Now the Boilermakers on the move at their own 22. Michael Murphy from Shiwaka, Indiana, takes that one in. Clemson, great work around the breakdown. Troy Hall's team has come to play. Clemson on the move. Clemson at the 22. Clemson. Hall was almost there. Ball spills forward. Referee going to whistle.
Time off, guys.
Player down, so we'll just take a second here. We have this player attended to. Wheels, Boilermakers need to make something happen here.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're just hanging on at the moment, are the Boilermakers, and want to give a massive shout out there to number 11 from Clemson, Cole Frank.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Repetitive efforts down the touchline there. He made that initial break, got bundled into touch, and then tapped and got the off way, then got back up and hit the breakdown.
Okay.
Fantastic effort.
Cole Frank,
what a die now for Purdue.
Cole Frank, one of two players from Wando High School in Charleston, South Carolina. Good rugby program there. Now both playing at Clemson University. Changes coming in for the Boilermakers. Next game up will be Indiana, the Hoosiers versus the Stags of Fairfield University. That one at 9:40 a.m. Eastern.
Watch out. Stay on side.
Pressure around the scrum again. Referee issues just a little verbal warning there, but everything's okay. Boilermakers going to go straight up the middle.
Okay.
Ball pops up into Clemson's hands again. Just not doing themselves any favors at the moment of the Boilermakers. Bounces the ball, just not going their way. Players in the other direction. Clemson slows it down, just gets set. They move. Good work there from William Parrott. William Parrott steps a couple, steps to third. William Parrott has the ball in hand, has two players coming over. Quick ball they have. Peyton Hayes moves it out. Good work there from Novello. Novello gets it back into Connor Mitchell. Connor Mitchell hands it off. Good job keeping the ball alive here as they hit 5-meter line of the Purdue Boilermakers. Referee telling players to move away there as the ball goes out to the right-hand side. And it's going to be Peyton Hayes to touchdown. And Clemson moves to 19 with 4 in the corner.
Yeah, that's probably the nail in the coffin here from the Clemson Tigers. As we see here on the replay, doing everything to get in there and disrupt that Brown, but in the end it was a simple drawn pass. Number Peyton Hayes in on the right corner.
Long kick here, tough angle. That one's going to slide in front at 19-0, 3 minutes to go in this second half. Cascading Rugby Tour, another look at the try.
Yeah, unfortunately had that player down and back play dominant, and that what created that space on the outside there for Peyton Hayes to go over. Love the little goose step as well. Great to see.
Clemson gets us underway. 2.5 to go. Ball knocked back there to Purdue. Penalty coming in, taking the player out in the air. So Ethan Miller gets the Boilermakers going again. Boilermakers looking for some points. A lot of work to do, but they're across halfway with a good break. Boilermakers look at their first points of this game. Boilermakers in under the sticks. Good work from the Purdue University Boilermakers. That's Brendan Ryan from Oak Lawn, Illinois. 5 points on the board. Kick to come. A couple of more tries are needed. They're going to want to put this conversion through quickly.
Yeah, don't count Boilermakers just yet. Fantastic individual effort there, Brendan Ryan, and I heard the referee's whistle background. The kick went over, so if they can regain this restart quickly, you never know what can happen in a game of sevens, that's for sure.
Purdue, unfortunately, can't get that restart to go 10. Not what you want when you need points late in the game here. 1.5 minutes. It's Clemson ball. You can count on them to take as much time as they need with this as Campbell Van Rooyen has the ball in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll be using the dark arts of soaking up the clock.
Every second that's away works against the Boilermakers. Good work there from Dowd. Dowd spins away from a couple, and Dowd breaks away just at tackle. He has got some company. Pageant coming after him, but no problem there. It's going to be Jack Dowd headed toward the middle. Jack Dowd touches down from Pearl River, New York to senior. Puts 5 points on the board with another to come, and it's out of reach. Clemson game right now.
Yeah, Jack Dowd, he lost one of his rugby boots in the process as well. As he said, just a little bit out of reach now for the Boilermakers. Clemson Tigers really clinical on attack. Very impressive first up performance from them.
That kick sails up and in. That is good. So we're at 26. That's the end of this one. Clemson moves forward. Purdue goes in the other direction. Cascading tournament, everything to play for. We're going to step aside, be back with Fairfield, Indiana in just a moment.
Rugby is all about feeling. Feeling when you crouch, when you bind, when you set. The feeling when you go into that first defender. The feeling when you make that first tackle. The feeling when you take that first hit. We are that feeling. We are contact. We are Rhino.
Since 1979, we've been searching for perfection. We've been thinking, sketching, and designing. We've been building, assembling, and strengthening. We've been cutting, shaping, and painting.
We are back at the Collegiate Rugby Championships. I am John Broker with Top Wheels Grant. This is Field University in black, getting ready to kick off the Hoosiers of Indiana. It's going to be a great matchup here. These teams have been here before, consistently improving their sevens programs. Feels great matchup.
Yeah, it is a great matchup. Had the pleasure of watching the Hoosiers at our Monument Sevens tournament hosted by the Free Jack just a few weeks ago, and they were really, really impressive. Fairfield, though, Chris Gunter, a couple of assists in there, so it's going to be a fantastic winner.
We're going to be Indiana to kick off in the black. Sorry, I normally see Fairfield. I call them a bit, and they wear black very often. So Fairfield's the Stags to receive. They're in white. Ball comes down to the hands of Fairfield University Stags. Nice early break there. Head coach Austin Ryan continue this team. There's Gunta. Wheels just mentioned a moment ago. Great play for this Fairfield University program. It's cross they come, looking to play with a little bit of confidence. Stags at their own 40-meter line, cut back in and just set that one up through Novicki. Ball out from Patrick McKill, Georgetown prep grad. Gunta has the ball in hand, trying to slip through, has the pass available. Going to take a wiser choice just to keep playing. Referee, someone not rolling away, so it's going to be a penalty for the Stags.
Yeah, good early ball movement here from the Stags. You say that man did meant pre-game. Chris Gunter has a number of early touches so far. Interesting to see what they do here. They got that kick for touch option, which I don't mind.
Yeah, not used in the last couple of games as Wheels, but this gives you a little set piece move. You know where you're going to go off of this, and it puts the ball field into the Indiana zone. So a good move from this Fairfield team. Referee, hurry up and get this lineout going. Ball coming back to Coots. Not clean, but comes down back to Fairfield, so they have ball in hand. Gunta has it. They have some runners out to this left hand, putting some pressure on that defense there, looking for the pass back in. Materialized for Novicki. He went to Xavier High School in Massachusetts. Back across quickly they come. Looking for side-to-side ball movement. Ball up in the hands of O'Hara. Baffa comes over that wall, comes back to Mikhail Gunta. Not getting go forward, but good movement, trying to open things up as the ball comes to Baffa again. Shows the inside to the outside. Shane Baffa in at the corner, and Shane Baffa for more. Pennsylvania touches down. There's 5 points. Stags take the lead.
Individual brilliance from Shane Baffa. Just what the Stags need. As you mentioned, Johnny, they went for that kick for touch, which we haven't seen frequented the first 2 games, but how about this from Baffa? Just dummy, and then on the outside, put the foot down. Fantastic from.
Wide kick here for Gunta. That's one, so it falls down in front. So far, the Stags are in the lead. They will restart Indiana offense here.
Yeah, the Hoosiers, they'll be looking to go for that. Rather, it's Fairfield obviously kick, but the Hoosiers get into their playmakers. Matthew Valliere, brother of Wilsh. You would say Eagle Sevens, one to name a few.
Great program. Indiana has produced a number of Eagles in recent years. Ball goes up. Indiana, good pressure from the Stag. Their own 22. Run. Cross there from Reese. Right to the wing they go. Going to set this, try to come back across field. Penalty against Fairfield not rolling. There is off to the side of the ruck, but referee deemed he doing enough to impede there. Is going to come back and tackle. But another penalty. That one's a high call. Another penalty is good work from this Indiana team. They're at the 50-meter line in the Fairfield half. 5-0 Fairfields. It's good work to break that one down. On the ground to the referee, so it's going to be a scrum for the Hoosiers.
Yeah, just a little hand there on the ground from the Stags, but better there from the Hoosiers. This is really a team opportunity in sevens. You got a mid-scrum options both ways.
Quote! Bind!
Ball to the left-hand side. Hoosiers. A little bit nice step away from Reese. Good high school player. That one knocked forward by Indiana. Should be a scrum here to the Fairfield Stags. 4.5 minutes go first half. 5-0 lead for University.
Yeah, there's that man on Chris. And I must say, Johnny, I'm also a massive appreciation of all the awesome kits we have on this the CRCs, and I think this has got an early contender. That's a beautiful jersey.
Yeah, nice jersey. Good look for him. Brings everything out good.
Yeah.
Kitten ball work from the Stags, but they're going to get penalized that scrum. Indiana University around the 40-meter line. If they set up a set piece. Run off or go to the corner here. He's going to choose a scrum and try to condense some players here. Wheels open up the field side for some speedy backs.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that spin to the game.
Okay.
The referee speaking here. Time off.
Time's off, boys. Come on. They lost comms over. Here we go.
Just looking for some subs to come in for both of these teams. We're 5 minutes gone in the first. Men's Premier and Cascading Tournament Collegiate Rugby Championship all weekend. Men's and women's from Stadium Field. Semifinals for all the other divisions. Good work from Fairfield to drive that one back.
Let them down now. Good, thank you.
Maintaining the ball here, Hoosiers. Look inside to Valentine. Chicago native spills that one. Roll actually go forward first, or maybe an option here. Fairfield.
By white, black line out. Yeah, same thing.
Referee says that was backwards by white, so it's a Hoosier line out here.
Black, let's get in. Step up for me.
Line
2
out.
and 2. Use it. Play
To
on.
the front they go. Good work from the little trickery there. Tommy Hannon. Native takes that one. Ball out from Parker. Right up the middle. Opportunity here. And done by the Stags. Great work, Stags. 30 seconds to go in the game clock in the first half. Fairfield still
Let's use it, White.
going to take this one as a set piece run. Little through the middle for the Stags. Referee went back, fell out of the hand, but they're still good. They've had a really good ball movement so far while they're looking for those spaces. Junted out to that left-hand side. Can they get whole here? Looking for some space. Break it. And Coots from Framingham, Mass. Back up, driving this one in. Telling the Indiana players the opportunity for the poach. Little show the space here. Kale doesn't more, but they're able to recycle. Coming back to Juta. A little bit tight here, so might have to squint with this. Les Juta can make some magic. To get to the ground, Paul's going to be recycled. Come that one is Novicki. All players, all right-hand side. They're going to run a short line. Get this one going through Baffa. He's been in his own. Powerful runner and Baffa back across the other side. Slow here. We're over the 7 mark on the game clocks. We're in referee at the moment. Looking to get this going. Is the ball slips back and forth. Referee spot. The referee whistle halftime. It is 5-0. University of the Stags over the Hoosiers of Indy. We'll be back with second half action in just a moment.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your... Build your team. Grow it.
Ready?
These moments. A powerful camera, sport.
The world is growing, and so is rugby. There are more players, more matches than ever before. Luckily, our game is simple. We only need one thing to play it. Buy millions of them every year. Unfortunately, too many end up in the wrong place. But some balls are made bad. Rhino's range is made with up to 80% recycled rubber. We are still not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. You only ball, make it a good one. Rugby for you.
The Fairfield in the white, 5-0.
From the bleeds to floor seats, circle stronger than Cuban link. My gold dance, gold plated.
Welcome back. It is a Collegiate Rugby Championship second half here. Fairfield University in white. Slim 5-0 over the Indiana Hoosiers. John Bro, Thomas, Wheels, Grant for the second half. Stags get us underway. Big hit coming in from Fairfield. Can they rip this one away? No, they are penalized. So it's Hoosiers ball. Wheels, tight one here.
Yes, certainly is. That was a real tussle in the first half, and Fairfield just made most of their attacking opportunities. A little chip through here for the Hoosiers.
Hoosiers looking good coming onto this ball. Will it bounce in? It will. It is Luke Peters, and he puts on the style. Luke Peters gets 5 down for the Hoosiers. They're on the board for the first time in this game.
And scores first 5.
That's just a fantastic... Sorry, Johnny. Yeah, it's just a fantastic vision decision there from the Indiana Hoosiers. I'm sure we'll angle the replay here. Johnny, just absolute open pasture.
No.
That one is no good. We were at a tight game here. 5-5 Stags in Indiana.
No conversion. Scores 5-all.
Little code work with the numbers to say where this ball is intended to go. We're tied up. Little driving kick there, looking for the space. Comes down to the Hoosiers. Can they keep this one in? Initially catch it, but taking it at just Parker Wallace will line out here for the
8th defender. Well,
time's off. We got substitutes.
Indiana, subs for eggs entering the field of play. Johnny, you mentioned in those opening games how those rotations for the coaching staff will be so crucial as the tournament goes on.
Time's off. Time's off. Time's off. Yeah, we good with subs.
Referee just making those changes. Fairfield has ball in hand here. McHale to put this one in. Come to the front. Running to where the ball can be contested. They're going to take it down anyway. McHale's going to move it to Junta. Junta cross field. Looking for that short line, and they find it. Great work there from the Stags. It's a foot race. Can this defender make up that ground? They try. The dive for the legs doesn't work, and it's going to get a touchdown here. It is going to be a Fairfield University try.
Well, you even heard it from the referee. Good line. Absolutely, indeed. It was Chris Giunta who held up that magnificent part. But the credit absolutely has to go to the number 15. It was fantastic. I actually don't have him listed on my team here, Johnny.
I was looking for the same.
What absolute brilliant individual effort that was.
Aaron sure it is. It touches that one down. Trainer with the style points. Extends the lead. Referee telling them they have a kick.
I don't know about you, Johnny. That's probably a 2 out of 10 for me on the dive.
Yeah, I know. The try was nicer than the dive. Good work here from the Stags.
He missed the ball.
Missed that opportunity to poach. Referee very good at letting the players know when they've missed it and shouldn't try again. Hoosiers down by 7 inside their own 22. Just a minute and a half gone in this second half. Plenty of time for this Hoosiers team. Stags would like this first win. Want to go further in the tournament every year. Austin Ryan built a good program at that university. Knocked on by Indiana, much to their chagrin. It's going to be a scrum to the Fairfield University Stags. Wheels, great attacking opportunity here.
Yeah, this certainly is on the far right-hand edge. You can really use that width of the field here to the left side. Surprised if the ball gets into that man. Into his hand, what can he cook up on this occasion? He set up the last try for a beautiful little touch.
Set.
McHale get that one in a little messy, but it's in Giunta's hands. Giunta trying to just skip by that first player.
No, you're off your feet.
Indiana in and over. A player has lost his feet, so he's going to get penalized there. Could be a little more as he threw the ball back. Luke Peters. Giunta slows it down.
Let's use it, White.
They're going to run a set play. Referee insisting they play a fast game of rugby here. More entertainment for the fans. Giunta tries to slip through. They keep getting it by the ankles. Nearly find that space. That one's rolling to the hands of Fairfield University. Eventually knocked on. So Indiana will be on offense here. 7 points down. 3 minutes going in the second half.
Yeah, desperation there for the Hoosiers. It's a long way down to that try line from here, but again, I love that little kick that they put through last time, just spotting that open space in the backfield. We'll see if Fairfield have got a sweeper in.
Set.
Next game up on this field, Michigan Wolverines versus the Knights of Marion. Handing over play-by-play duties to Wheels as the Hoosiers look to the whiff.
No, release. Release.
Referee telling Fairfield to release. They're going to get penalized if they don't, and that is exactly what happens. Penalty working in the favor of Indiana right now. Trying to say not 10, but player has to move away. Hoosiers go to the boot. Not quite the one they probably would have wanted, but the bounces right up in the hands. Great work there for the Hoosiers. This is Tommy Hannon. Tommy Hannon at the line. Tommy Hannon over the line. It's another 5 points here for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Yeah, Tommy Hannon, he is pumped at it as well. Let's see here on the weekend, that kicking option for Hoosiers does twice the charm and still had a lot of work to do. A little in and out there on Chris Gunn. The passion after the dive is unmatched.
Kick to come here from Hannon as well. Bishop Chittard graduate gets that one through the full 7 points.
They made their last kick down there. It should be a tie game, I believe.
Referee says what I was thinking. It is a tie game. They scored the one, so it is 12-12. All tied up here.
It's 12 all. It's 12 all.
I'm glad someone's doing maths, Johnny.
I didn't want to say it out loud. I was worried that I was, going to get it correct there. But in my head, I was saying, I thought they scored that one. So we've caught up. So it is tied at 12. We're at 14 minutes.
Hey, Captain, it's 12-12. It's a tie game.
Evan to play for, or we would go to golden point overtime. Wheels.
Let's go.
Wow. Early on in the tournament, golden point always gets the heart rate going.
Let's use it.
Low kick into the hands of the Stags. They're at their own 22-meter line, trying to drive a player out there. They're going to keep this one alive. They've got a long distance to go and an aggressive Indiana defense coming at them. Ball to McHale. He gets it in the middle of the field. Work that one out to Novicki. Defense, just too many of them out there, so they're going to keep that one alive. Playing a little conservatively here to make sure they don't turn these over. This is a space possibly opening up. It does not. Fairfield University gets a hold of that one. Baffa. They go the other direction. Switch field. Stuck in the middle of the field. Going to want to get some room. Big work coming here from Burke. Ball back in the hand. Good tackles coming from the Hoosiers. Hoosiers, can they turn that one over? Referee says it's fine. They're going to continue to play. Looking for some space here. Baffa can't find it. Player coming in from Indiana. Referee says that's fine. They're at the 22. A try here for Indiana would end this. Big battle in the middle field. Couple of knock-ons. The referee has a whistle near his mouth there, but hasn't gone with it yet. We'll see where this goes to. He whistles now.
We had a knock-on here first.
From that knock-on,
So that's a knock-on, and this is going to end in a tie, which means the golden point. Golden point overtime.
Already hit the CRCs. I don't know if my heart can handle golden point. It's only, 10 a.m. Unbelievable scenes in Maryland.
Are they retossing it, or they just
These are impressive times here, Wheels. These teams have a 5-minute golden point. Whoever scores moves forward, so the pressure gets even higher right now.
One conversion apiece. They both scored 2 tries. Yeah, that's why I stopped to make sure, like, the scoreboard, both teams know. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the referee there just explaining.
No, game's not over.
Yeah, the scoreboard was incorrect, so everyone's on the same page now. Austin Ryan there delivering some inspiration to his team.
Captains!
Austin Ryan trying to talk them into this. Quick break this time. Just have the captains flip a coin.
It's 5 minutes. The team that kicked off first is re-kicking off now. It's 5 minutes sudden death. Yeah. Yeah, first score, drop, goal, whatever it's going to be. Let's go. We're getting started. You flip. So y'all were just going that way, so now you're going this way.
Referee letting us know how golden points can work. Teams are going to change sides of the field. The team that kicked off in the first half is going to kick off for golden point overtime. 5 minutes. A try wins it. A penalty goal wins it. A drop kick wins it. Whoever puts points on the board moves forward here, Wheels.
Yeah, absolutely. What's it going to be?
I know.
This kickoff receipt is so crucial.
I can't make kicks.
Fairfield get the ball back here. Indiana, no doubt, be looking for that short contestable yet again.
Are we good to get started?
Will be Indiana to have the restart here to kick this one off. Fairfield University, should they take this one down cleanly? First opportunity. Saw Michigan in the background there waiting to come on and play Marion in our next matchup. Ball in the hand of Tommy Hannon. Hannon, so critical in this game for this Indiana team. Referee whistles us their way. We're in our first golden point here at the 2025 Collegiate Rugby Championships. Knocked back by Fairfield University. It's going to be a line out for Indiana.
White, here you go.
Yeah, brilliant pick there from the Hoosiers.
Black in.
Pinpoint
Black
accuracy.
In. You got the front. Black in. Use it.
Indiana. Ball up, taken away by the Stags, but into touch again. It's going to be the lineup here for the Hoosiers. Great effort there from the Stags, but just winds up in the same place.
Yeah, they have to get up and contest all of these lineouts. Obviously, golden point. Got to make it difficult here for the Hoosiers.
That's good. That's backwards on Black.
Ball up over the top. Does it come down into the Stags' hands? It is not. Indiana, first real opportunity of this overtime. Ball's back. Players isolated. You can hear the players yelling out, but a break up the middle. Can the Stags turn this one over?
Put your hands on the ball.
Didn't get to it.
Yeah,
Gavin O'Hara.
Already committed.
So that's a kick forward there from the Hoosiers. It's going to bounce. It's going to wind up in the hands of the Stags. Dangerous days. Little ball inside. It bounces, but goes back. Or not, according to the referee. So we're going to go back for a scrum here to the Hoosiers. It's nerves coming in at golden point time in this one, Wheels.
Yeah, I don't know if either team wants to win this one. Just losing the ball there on the ground. Yeah, I was with you, Johnny. I thought that one did drift backwards as well, but The Hoosiers will get the scrum here. Favourable right-hand edge position. You can see those backs starting to spread out and look to stretch the Stags' defensive line.
Chevalier has all of this one.
Crouch!
Expect a big effort here from the Stags.
Set!
Ball is out from the Hoosiers. Hoosiers, middle of the field. Can they make the line break they're looking for? Stepping back the other way, put in that little wraparound pass. There's a little space here. Can they make everything they want out of it? It's Chevalier going for the line. Chevalier headed for the corner, and Indiana, the Hoosiers, Matthew Chevalier are going to move forward. Stags going to go in the other direction. What a tense matchup.
Certainly was indeed a tense matchup, and that man, Chevalier, that's a pretty iconic last name, isn't it, for the Hoosiers program, and what a man do it.
That one, that's the final. We are going to step aside, be back with Michigan versus Marion. Bills will take the play-by-play for that one. Stick with us.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We have just witnessed a show-stopping game there. It was the Indiana Hoosiers who got it done in golden point time. John Broker alongside me with the call for this one. It is Michigan taking on the Marion Knights. This one is going to be another classic Johnny Broker.
Two good Midwest programs here to battle this one out. Michigan always strong. Marion, a newer school-supported program. John Harley doing a great job there. Watch some of these players, a lot of talent. You take a look at Casey Graybill.
How's everybody doing out there today?
Michigan in the bright yellow. And Marion Knights donning the white, yellow and blue striped jerseys as we just do proceedings to get underway here in Maryland. CRC Sevens, the men's premier. Cascade bracket, so it is do or die for these teams. We'll move forward into the next round. We've just seen the Hoosiers defeat Fairfield. They will progress through, and we're just waiting for the one thing you need to play rugby, Johnny, and that is a rugby ball.
A rugby ball always helps in these situations.
And the referee team as well to get things underway. Michigan are also a very strong sevens program. Watched the Monumental Sevens a couple of weeks ago. Alan, they're probably underperformed by the standards, but really hinders here at this tournament, Johnny. You can't never get them out.
Certainly not. Talent across the board here. See when we can get this game underway. We'll come on top. Their Knights certainly ready to play. You can see there.
Yeah, not far away yet. Me and Johnny Broker might run out of to say. But we're going to have rugby played very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. The weather conditions today.
Just
beautiful
in our
Maryland.
Marion, Michigan right now. 10:20 is Siena versus Aquinas on this field.
Great game as well. Siena, they're real underdog in this tournament this year. I like how they play.
Talented program from upstate New York.
Perfect, yep. Guys, just
Seems the referee's getting ready here, Wheels, to come on this matchup.
Absolutely.
Here he is.
There we have it. The rugby ball's out there, and more important, the referee crew are out there. So we are almost ready to get things on here at the Maryland Soccer Place. Will be Casey Gravy kick proceedings off here for the Marion Knights. Playing right to left on your screen.
we're just waiting on the broadcast.
And
what will this game bring? We've seen some classics already.
Brings some excitement. The Marion University, not a very powerful team, with some speed around the edges. Wolverines like to move that ball quickly.
And it is to get things underway. Taken in the air there immediately. Michigan Wolverines. Penalty. They go for the quick tap and go. Immediately on the strike here. It's with Ryan Besk. Has played here out of Sam Plockmeyer. Plockmeyer spots a little half and gets taken down on the rush there. Maximo Nelson looking to play quick here in Michigan and set the tempo of this game nice and early. Hopefully pop off there now of Thomas Elverson. Now with Ryan Plank. Plank tries to fight on us and stays in contact well for Michigan. Shape it to the right. Who's going to be the first to breach this defensive line? Here's Plockmeyer once again. Thought I saw a little on the touchline, but play on, says the referee. Here with Zana in the midfield. Back now, Glasgow. Back in the hand. Plockmeyer puts the chip through to Plockmeyer. Chasing after it in Michigan, but the Marriotts have done a great job to go back, clean up the scraps there. The Knights with the ball here inside their own half, a little bit danger territory. And there Clayton Peters as they shape back for the exit, but they're going to opt to it again, and that's a strong carry, but just lost 4 there, so we're going to have it. And a crazy 90 seconds. Catch your breath.
Certainly was a lot of time there with ball in hand for the University of Wolverines. I really like the Wolverines' strategy. They're putting a lot of pressure on those in between the defenders, trying to push them into coming inside and open some wider channels for players to run. Get down a little closer, spot some space in behind, put more pressure on with a kick. Force Marion back onto the ball right at the 5-meter line, and then Marion has to skull and scramble and eventually knock it on and make a mistake here. So great result here for the Wolverines.
It absolutely is, and fantastic opportunity here for the Wolves to strike first now with Regan. Regan dances to the left side. Regan gets the shovel pass over the top of the Wolverines. Almost in the corner, but desperation from Marion. Again, set it in for contact here.
Good.
It's with Regan once again. As they shape to the right. Here come the Wolverines. Lovely fender there. That's with the number 12, Zana. The strong man, Luke Zana. The basketball pop away back to Regan. This is 50 style rugby at the moment. Would you believe it? Sits down the left-hand side. Wolverines, a pass could do it, but the tackling from the Marion Knights is immense. Now with Olverson. Olverson is round 1. Takes strong contact again. Here goes Regan at scrum half. They shape to the right. Who's going to breach this non-defensive line? Anna into contact. Back from Regan. Regan goes through the gap. Looks for the offload just short of the line. They shape the left. 2 pass could do it. Can they get one more? They can. It goes into touch. And what defense that is for Knights, Johnny Broker.
Exactly what my mention was going to be. That defense from the Knights, good and disciplined. Harley will be very happy with that. Players staying calm, playing defense, forcing Michigan looked much stronger outside of the 22. Good connections, good run, keeping the ball alive. They just couldn't find a way through that Marion defense. As we see a player getting attended to here, but good in there for the Knights.
Absolutely, I'm not surprised. We had some medical attention there. We had some big shots being put in. And it was a real condensed Wolverines attack here. They didn't really try and stretch the field. They just tried to kind of play that 15 style pick and go rugby. But the Knights were up to the task. And now Marion have to exit off a line out here. The throw in bobbles on the ground so the Wolverines get against the run of play. Here with Zana. Zana takes this one to Grunt. Here comes Olverson. A little bit of a messy pass there. The Wolverines inside the 20 now. They get the pass away on the outside. Back inside, and there's the first try of the game to Sam Plockmeyer.
Plock from Boulder, Colorado, played at school. What a move there from him on that space back in. It had to happen actually for the Wolverines. Down inside the 22, facing up a very disciplined tough defense. You can see right here, out step in. Coming back there from Regan Plank. Plank sees Plockmeyer, and Plockmeyer just over pursued here. You see the Marion as he gets the ball out to Plank. Over pursuing there, and that's going to open back up. Klockmeyer album going to head in for the try. Well done.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Johnny. Some tactical eventually sustained pressure there from the Wolverine. Tell you that conversion went over, so 5 points to nil in favour of the Michigan Wolverines. 3.5 minutes on in this encounter. It'll be Luke Zana. The kick down here. As the Knights get this one deeper now as the Wolverines just trying to trap them inside their own half at the moment. Here goes Blake Fincher. Now in the hands of strong number 3, Clayton Peters. He's a tough man to bring down as Peters.
Great run from Clay Peters.
Here goes Eric Reed. Now in the hands of Casey Graybill. And they get the penalty advantage. Heichel is the call.
Awarded to Marion.
Tap and go here from the Marion Knights as the Knights try and break through. And here comes Blake Fincher. Fincher, will he have speed? Gets dragged in there in the tackle of Regan Plank. Fincher manages to recycle the ball, so the Knights on attack here. The chip and chase from Tommaso Lorenzetti. Lorenzetti can't get it on the bounce. Will come back for the penalty advantage and stick around at half-time as well, folks. We'll have the opportunity to send it down to Gigi with some action in the stands, and that is a brutal contact there from the Wolverines. Still here for Knights. They play to the right side of space to move here for Graybill. Graybill, can he get it? Just loses it forward.
Little mistake right at the end there. Wheel just knocks on. It's going to go back to the Michigan ball. But there's some big bodies for the Marion Knights. They are sending powerful runners and forcing the Wolverines to have to go with them. They work their way downfield with that. Haven't seen the speed runners really get going. You saw Fincher make a break, but even though the gas all the way. But a lot to deal with here for the Wolverines. They'll know this Marion team is certainly going to have to be physical all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll need to utilise speed and power as much as possible. Deadly combination. The Wolverines' time expired on the clock, and they send this one out, and they adjust that, so it's going to be 5 points to nil in favour of the Michigan Wolverines.
A tight one, 5-0 in favor of Michigan.
As we just await a bit of a half-time plug here as both teams get messages in the huddles delivered.
Good move there at the end by the Wolverines just to put that one into touchdown at their own 5-meter line.
And let's head on down pitch side and check in with Gigi.
Thank you, Matt. What's up, everyone? Gigi Spear. I'm your host for the weekend, and let me tell you, it's going to be a long, full of energy, full of vibes all weekend long. We've already got great rugby underway, but that's not it. You're going to see me popping everywhere with games, contests, and you have the chance to win free merch from CRC, as well as our amazing sponsors, gifts from Pair of Thieves and Rhino. Also, come up to their tent, get swagged out, and also head over to the beer garden, grab a cold one, and get ready for a weekend of vibes, energy, and giveaways. Let's go, ERC Sevens.
Yeah, thank you, Gigi. Great job there on the sideline.
Our world is growing, and so is rugby. There are more players, more teams, more matches than ever before. Luckily, our game is simple. We only really need one thing to play. We buy millions of them every year. Fortunately, too many end the wrong place. But
And folks, it is 5 points to nil in favour of the Michigan Wolverines over the Marion Knights here. ready to get the second half back underway here at the Maryland Soccerplex. As the Wolverines, this one nice and shallow by the 22. As the Knights, Johnny Broker mentioned those strong ball carriers immediately getting put to work here for Marion. Hands now of Clayton Peters. He's one of those strong runners, and the Knights, they break through here. It's in the hands of the number 2, Eric Reed, and Reed will have too much speed, and the Knights level things up here.
Talked about it in the first half that they were running big bodies of the Wolverines. Marion needed to get some speed in there. Eric Reed does the honors. A civil engineering major from Addison, Illinois, is going to touch down 5 points in a very kickable spot here. Marion likely to take the lead.
Absolutely, very favorable position. Take this kick. It's the number 10, Tommaso Lorenzetti, and that is a standard kick for him. The replay again, Johnny.
Good look here. You see those power bodies coming in, soaking up some defense for the Marines. Marion has to move that ball. Marion gets the ball in the middle. The power coming from Peters. Peters hard to take down. Ball eventually winds up in Reed's hands. Reed scores a long-range try.
Yeah, Peters impressive in that first half. 7 points to 5. It's the Marion Knights over the Michigan Wolverines as the Wolverines shape it to the right-hand edge here, trying to breach through these Knights' big bodies. And Peters gets the steal, but illegally so.
So close in 7 sometimes. Peter just thought he had rights for the ball there, and he didn't. So to come back to a penalty, a little mistake there after some good work, carving up, putting the pressure on that defense for the Reed try.
And the Wolverines will kick for touch on the penalty, and that scoreboard 7 points to 5. It should be in favour of the Marion Knights. So if you're just joining us, it is the Knights actually in front here by 2. See a line out in favour of the Wolverines here.
Michigan.
Great to see some fans in the stands ready to watch a great 3 days of sevens rugby here at the Soccerplex. As the Wolverines get this one into the line out, and it's messy, but it gets battered back for Michigan. On that occasion, though, it drifts forward, so it's going to go back to the Marion Knights. Just basic ball skills there, Johnny.
Yeah, just let him down a little bit with the basic skills. That's a tough one. Knights an opportunity here. We'll see how they work from set piece, but taking on this Michigan Wolverines defense. You can expect to probably see a big body early as they start to widen it out after that.
Over that scoreboard. A little bit back to front there. 7-5 in favour of the Knights over Michigan. We'll have this scrum repacked down. You mentioned, Johnny, Marion really needed that speed. See if they get it back to that try scorer, Eric Reed here. There's the Knights. They shape it out here. This is Lorenzetti, and it's a lovely looping play. Just down on the halfway line there was Reese Redington. Redington still on his feet. Now with Ethan Fincher. Fincher drives towards the 10-metre line. The Knights keeping the ball alive here with Redington once more. Redington dances around a couple. Gets dragged to ground eventually, but still stays on his feet. Redington, he's a tough man to contain. Fincher, a shape to the left here through Dallin Foley. Now in the hands of Casey Grable. Grable gets driven back with Fincher again.
Okay.
Back to the left side for Lorenzetti. Here with Grable. Rather, this is Clayton Peters. Here with Reed. The try scorer, Reed, gets the offload away to Peters. Peters, too big and too strong down the left edge. And the Knights are in.
Talking about Peters, not as the high flyer, but as the power player on this team. You get him inside the 22, you get him ahead of steam, and nobody was stopping Clay Peters, the history major out of Avon, Indiana.
So 3 for your records.
Absolutely. He's got a lovely haircut to go with it as well.
Guys, up out of the way.
Bit of extra speed on the back of the hair.
Right, 10 to go.
Certainly does have a lovely head of hair there.
Watch out, guys. Watch
One of
out.
the better
Watch
ones
out,
we've
kick.
seen so far today. The CRCs brings him out.
And that kick just shaves away to the right, so 12 points to 7 I believe it should be in favour of Marion, if my mathematics are correct. Johnny Broker.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was reading it as 14. 12-5.
12-5 it is indeed. We heard that from the referee. So the Michigan Wolverines need a try here, and they need it quick. Just 2 minutes to play in this game as they shape it to the middle. Now back to the right side. They dummy around the breakdown, and there's some strong collisions in there. That man Peter's involved again. Here goes Jack Regan. Regan takes it into contact. The Wolverines try to get a bit more depth on their attack as they just dance across field at the moment. That's with Luke Zana. Zana takes it down past the 10. Here it goes here for Noah Alvarez. Alvarez breaks through past the halfway. Here goes Noah Alvarez. Can the Wolverines strike here quickly? Regan gets rid of the ball quickly. Draw and pass will do it. It's a fantastic pass. And Regan Plank is going to be in for the try.
Under the post for the try.
And a chance to level the game with a kick to come.
Should be 12-10 level. It could be right here. Great work from Michigan. Just patient, just smart. Just work that ball across. Absorb some of the big tackles. See them coming out. That's Regan. Regan just gets the ball away. Regan Plank. Plank has been happy to do running. The Los Altos, California native gets the ball, sees the try line, is in no doubt.
Ball goes up, the flag goes up, the conversion is good by Regan Plank.
We're all tied up here.
Absolutely. We've already seen one golden point finish here at the CRC's opening day. Good other one, still time left on that clock, regular time. So which team's going to steal this one at the death? There's the try scorer, Regan Plank. About 30 seconds to play in regulation time. Great job for Michigan to come back in this game. It was Marion Knights for a sustained period that were all over the Wolverines. And here we go. What twist of the tail have we got here between Michigan and Marion? It's a deep kickoff, and is that one going to drift too far? It is indeed.
Through into the dead
That's
ball
critical
zone.
right there. Way too far. They're all the way back to midfield. The Wolverines wanted to pin Marion deep in their own end. It's not going to work. They're going to have a great attacking opportunity from a set piece here.
Absolutely. Free kick on halfway. It's in the hands now of Mackenzie Bridges. Bridges just takes his time on this one. Shapes back to the left here with Lorenzetti. Strong contact in midfield. That's Casey Graybill. Lorenzetti, flat pass away, and big storming run there from Nori Ingles. Back here for Mackenzie Bridges. Here with Fincher. Fincher, the strong ball carrier, gets the offload away. Space down the left for the Knights, but the pass backwards, says the referee, so play on. Indeed, it's in the hands again, yet again, of Casey Graybill. Graybill just shovels this one backwards. We've got a man, two men down and back play. The chip and chase is excellent. The Knights regather it. It's Tommaso Lorenzetti. Lorenzetti into the 22, and Tommaso Lorenzetti. What a fantastic individual effort to get the Knights over the line.
I don't know if Lorenzetti knew he had two players down, but he had to take this game by the scruff of the neck. Did nearly a high tackle right there. See Lorenzetti from Rovigo, Italy, get to the 22 and just cause a defensive collision between a couple of the Wolverines players and heads over the line. Great work there from Lorenzetti.
Well, it will be the Knights that take this one at the death. 19 points to 12 over the Michigan Wolverines. Entertaining encounter.
And that is it. Marion.
They're going to go roll straight into the next game here. It is Aquinas taking on Siena. That's going to be a great matchup as well, Johnny Broker.
Absolutely will. Battle of two very good teams there. You're going to see a lot of running rugby. The boys coming down from the Albany area, taking on the Aquinas Saints. Doing a great program continually there for Aquinas College.
In the green,
see the Saints in green.
Saints in green. A number of good players sprinkled across their roster. And you've had the pleasure of calling them in 15s for a number of years, 7s. Johnny, and they're just a program that's continues to punch above its weight and put in performances
They certainly have. They're going to be ready to play here against Aquinas. Jakovs, their head coach of the program. University supporting them well. So certainly
The Holloway will get us
strength.
underway. Number 10 of Siena.
Maybe Siena wearing their traditional green and gold, yellow jerseys rather. And then Aquinas dot the white and red. We just saw the Marion Knights skip over the Michigan Wolverines in the previous game. Who is going to take this one home? Certainly find out. Hands here of the 10, Luca Holloway. Assuming the kicking duties today for Siena.
Waiting for a referee change here. Golden Points push things back. Everybody tournament organizers trying to just speed this one up, stay on track as best we can. Great rugby weekend coming to you.